Today I'm going to be writing some software to build a YouTube thumbnail generator using various AI tool chains. Specifically, I'm going to be contrasting Claude Code from Anthropic with Groq plus Cline in VSCode using the Kimi K2 model from Moonshot. Now I'm going to be showing you the prompt that I used to generate this image, as well as the cost and the time it takes to use these different tool chains, and kind of giving some thoughts at the end as someone who's a professional software engineer who wouldn't need to use AI to do something like this. So let's start off by looking at the prompt. This prompt was generated using some high-level instructions via OpenAI. It's pretty prescriptive. It gives you the CLI with the different kind of parameters that I wanted to use, what the output looks like, how I want to compose, the text rendering, portrait rendering, and then a little bit of math for the Gaussian shape that I want to display on the image. So what is Claude Code? Claude Code is Anthropic's AI CLI tool. It's very similar to the agent mode within Cursor, if you're familiar with that. I mean, it's basically a little thing you run in your terminal where you can put prompts in and it will go off and do developer stuff. A lot of people use it for non-developer tasks as well. So if you go over to your CLI, it looks like this. I've already got the prompt that I showed you earlier loaded up, so I'm going to just paste it in here and hit start. It's going to start grinding on that, and while that's going on, let me tell you a little bit about the other tools I'm going to be contrasting this with. So Cline is a open source AI agent set of tools. It's kind of, again, similar to the agentic part of Cursor, except you can use it within VS Code. How you install Cline is you go into VS Code, you click on the extensions marketplace, you type in Cline, you click install, and then you go in here. So one of the cool things about Cline is that you can select a bunch of different model providers for you to use and put in your API key. So in this case, we're going to use a model provider called Groq, and Groq, we're going to use the Moonshot Kimi K2 model. This model is a Chinese model that came out recently that is meant to be quite cheap, fast, and has good results in a lot of the software engineering benchmarks, and people talk about that. Groq with a Q, confusingly different from Groq with a K, which is Twitter's Groq, is basically a model hosting provider. They have special hardware, so for open source models, they can run these things really fast. That's their kind of claim to fame. I forgot to kind of turn on auto approve mode here, so I'm just going back to Claude Code to kind of say yes, do all the things. So while that's going on, I'm going to go back to Cline. How you use Cline is very similar to how you use VS Code, so I put the same prompt in there, and it's now going to go off to the races and start generating this. What's really cool here is it has this price and token usage meter up here, so you can see exactly how much money it's taking to generate these results. So let's kind of go back here to Claude Code, just say yes to all the things, and then here kind of going into there and having it basically run, and Cline is already done while Claude Code is kind of doing its thing. So I'm in the Cline directory here, and I am going to run this command and see if it generates me a nice thumbnail and what that looks like. Okay, go in here, sorry. And the thumbnail that it has generated does not quite look like what I originally got it, but hey, it was fast, and according to this, it cost me roughly 7 cents to produce. That was super fast. Let's see how Claude Code is doing. I think Claude Code is ready. So I'm going to take basically this same prompt here, and I'm going to go up directory and go into Claude directory here and see if this will just run. Okay. And let's have a look at basically what this guy looks like. Also kind of crappy, but similarly crappy to the one that was produced by, actually no, sorry, I went into the wrong directory. Let's go into Cline directory. Let's kind of run this, open the directory, and then we're in Cline. And yeah, I mean, doesn't look particularly amazing like the first one. And the reason for that is a lot of these LLM models struggle with visual prompting. And so I kind of cheated here a little bit to get this. I started off with that prompt, and I found that I had to iterate quite a bit to actually get it to behave the way that I wanted to do it. And despite trying a number of times to generate a prompt that could one-shot this, it took a little bit of going back and forth from it. So much so that I would say that if I had just started this from scratch myself and built this up step by step, it probably would have taken me less time and taken less credits to produce the same result. So let's see how much it costs Claude Code to produce this. So if we exit from Claude Code, it basically tells you how much the session was. So it's 18 cents, and it took basically about, I think, 1 minute and 6.9 seconds. So that's significantly slower and more expensive than what we get from Cline. But again, I would say Claude Code in terms of quality from my kind of testing is a better quality tool for it. But what's really awesome about Cline is it gives you control over your own destiny. So unlike, say, Cursor, which had a bunch of drama recently because it upped its price, you control the model that you use. And increasingly, these models are getting as good as each other. So an open source model creeps up really quickly when a closed source model makes an advance. And so that's kind of why I think it's really handy to keep your eye on Cline and know how to use open source tools as well as basically closed source or proprietary tools, even though they are pretty awesome. I love Cursor, I love Claude Code, and I love Cline. Just thought this would be an interesting video. Bye-bye.